welcome to the Atrium on your Packer Link Up. Today is Saturday morning, early morning, October 4th, and we are going to be reviewing the game against the Buccaneers and talking about the up-and-coming game against the Atlanta Falcons this Sunday, that being tomorrow. But first, I do want to mention a couple of things. First is, lost my voice a little bit because Thursday I was watching my son play football, and the game was a little exciting, and Dad got a little excited. So you'll have to bear with me. I'm sure you'll be able to hear me, but I might sound a bit scratchy this morning. Plus the fact that I haven't had my second and third cup of morning coffee yet on a Saturday a.m. So the other thing is, I do want to apologize for not having the video blogs out quite as regularly as I would like. We are going through some schedule changes with Suns football games, and so what I'm looking at trying to do is make sure that those are out by Thursday night so that you can pick them up on Friday morning or check them out over the weekend. And so, of course, we will keep working on that to make sure we've got those out there for you. I know I look for the podcasts and things that I listen to. I look for them, and one of the most important things is just to keep them out there on a regular basis. So we're going to continue to try and do that for you. One thing I did want to mention on the Packer Link Up is that you can enjoy Packers by the numbers, from one of our compadres at the Link Up. That's going to be more of a blog about the statistics, not just what the stats are, not just the numbers going down the list, but what those numbers mean for Green Bay as a team. I've read this one. It's enjoyable. It's informative, and so make sure and check that out. The reason I bring it up is that frees me up on the video blog to do a little more opinion, editorial type things in talking about the Green Bay Packers and their games. So let's go back to the Buccaneers game. Once again, 2 weeks in a row, one of those that we might prefer to forget. Aaron Rodgers goes out, has a 3-pick game, passer rating in the 50s. All of us in the last 2 weeks have been kind of going up and down. If you're like me, you've seen sort of a mirror image of the preseason where we just didn't know what team we were going to see fielded, whether they were going to be very good and dominant or dominated. You just can never tell right now. Ryan Grant goes out, fumbles again. This guy is developing a fumble problem. This is a problem right now. There's just no two ways about it. Ball security is the most important thing in a game other than scoring itself, but it ties so strongly into scoring. The Green Bay Packers have had a major problem throwing 3 interceptions, and a lot of podcasts and people out there are giving Rodgers a pass because of the Brandon Jackson deflection, the fact that he was hurt on one, coming in hurt, making an attempt. There are no pass. I don't hear anyone saying that about our previous quarterback, who threw more interceptions than anyone else. He also threw more touchdowns than anyone else. We need to get the touchdowns up. If the interceptions go up because of that, that may be one thing that happens because the windows get smaller and smaller, and making plays when players aren't necessarily open, it's a difficult thing to do, but it's the champions that get it done in those situations. Here's one thing I wanted to mention about the whole Aaron Rodgers situation. From the beginning of this season, there was a false dichotomy drawn between Aaron Rodgers and our former quarterback. The dichotomy was this: Aaron Rodgers was going to bring a very stable, no interception type of a game. He was going to throw it away when he needed to throw it away, and he was going to make passes when he needed to make passes. That's a false dichotomy. Every single quarterback in the league throws interceptions. Aaron Rodgers will throw plenty of interceptions if he plays for us for any period of time. He's going to throw plenty of interceptions. The question is, how many touchdowns is he going to make? You can take the interceptions if you have enough touchdowns to win the games you need to win, to be in the games that you should be in, and to be in the games that you maybe necessarily shouldn't be in, like the game against Dallas. So Aaron Rodgers is going to throw plenty of picks. We saw that against the Buccaneers. too many things happen in a game for any quarterback to stand back there and not throw interceptions. It happens. It's going to, if Aaron Rodgers is with us for 5 years, it's going to happen some years way more than we'd like to see. But the dichotomy between Aaron Rodgers and our former quarterback is a false one. There are going to be plenty of picks thrown. The question is going to be whether Aaron Rodgers gets the job done in the red zone and when the Packers are behind. That was what made our former quarterback absolutely fantastic and a Hall of Famer and someone that we could, by the end of this season, very strongly miss. So, what does that mean? I guess to me, it means wait and see. We're 4 games in after Atlanta. We're 4 games in now. We've had 2 very good games by Aaron Rodgers, 100+ pass rate. We've had 2 very bad ones, and let's face it, regardless of whether Aaron Rodgers kept us in the Dallas game, we were never in. No Green Bay Packer fan during the Dallas game thought that we were going to win that game. I thought at one point we might win that game, and through the whole game we could have until the very bitter end. But no one thought that, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to win this game because Aaron Rodgers is our quarterback. He's going to get the job done. He's got the team around him, etc., etc. That was not the feeling. So, we're 2 games in. We know Aaron Rodgers has already been hurt. This is one of the fears. It's almost been one of these fears that feels like a certainty in the background, coming on us. When is Aaron Rodgers going to get hurt? Not if he's going to get hurt, but when is he going to get hurt? Well, he is now hurt. Whether he's going to play this week or not, we don't know yet. So that fear has become a reality, and it's something Green Bay is going to have to deal with. And one of the reasons I said all through the offseason that it was a mistake to just back him up with 2 rookie quarterbacks, regardless of how good you think they're going to be. And I believe Ted Thompson is a great judge of talent. But regardless, that was a big mistake, and it may hurt us hugely down the road. So we've got all sorts of trouble on offense, but it's not just the quarterback, and I believe Aaron Rodgers has the kind of sort of cool-headedness to just get back in and play and to forget about the last game. I think he's the right guy for the job in that respect. He's laid back. One more thing I wanted to mention about Aaron and the interceptions. I didn't want to forget this. Aaron Rodgers is as competitive as anybody out there. He's laid back, but he's as competitive as anybody out there. And if you look back at our former quarterbacks' interceptions, part of the reason he even made those passes that we sometimes had us shaking our heads was because he could, more than anyone else in the league, he could